Good morning, everyone. I think I finally finished my gigantic scrapbook journal. It measures 15 by about 12, and it was a bugger to make, let me tell you. I will never make one this big again. I think it weighs about 5 pounds, and I made it too bottom heavy. I put most of the pockets and stuff in the bottoms, so next time I will try and even it out and put more in the top. Anyways, I'm just going to do a quick flip through. If you get bored, just fast forward or close it. It's up to you. Anyways, the end papers are papyrus. This is from an old graphic magazine. This here is from Jeaninne Scraps, and this was actually off of her packaging. Wasn't intended to be something like this, but she packages things too nicely. And it's just really no different than any of my other journals. It's just larger. It's got the same basic papers, Braille paper, Florentine paper. Here's a pocket made with an old check on both sides, and some kind of certificate. German, this was a German geographical lexicon from 1749. Beautiful ledger paper. Don't know where I got that. Old book page, old music pages. This was from an old flower book I had. I bought the book about 25 years ago. In fact, I bought two of them. This one and another one, Garden of Eden, and this is the Garden of, I don't know, Garden of something. Anyways, and so I just found them again, and so now I realized I can cut one of them up because I have two, and they're so big that I didn't have a lot of things to use them in, but they were good for this journal. Little journaling card in a woven pocket. This ledger page, the yellow ledger paper, is from a journal I bought from Johni at Junk Journal Shop. This is a flip out. A lot of these larger books I had got from one of the schools that I previously worked in when they were culling the library. Well, I took quite a few books home. I have way too many. This was some kind of wrapping paper. Can't remember the company's name offhand. London Illustrated News from 1854. This was something I learned from Christy. I will link her channel below because I don't remember the exact name of it, but it's got paper clips in here, and I should have used large paper clips, but I didn't have any, so I just used 3 small ones, and it's not as tight as it should be, but it works. And there's long tags in both pockets, and it just goes on the page like that. And then there's also a little pocket. More of that, well, that's the other half. And this was just something extra I printed out, so it's going in the pocket. Florentine paper that I actually buy locally for a good price. I think it's $6 or $7 for the large sheets here in Victoria. They don't have every single design, but they're very good. They let me look through the catalog and ordered the ones that I wanted the last time I was in there, so that was nice. Another one of Jeaninne's page tuck things, side page tucks. Oh, and the store that I get this at is called The Paperie. I believe there's one in Toronto and in Victoria. And this was a placemat that I got in a kitchen shop in Vancouver. More rag paper, mulberry paper, more of that pretty Florentine paper. This is from the London Illustrated News. Again, this was from a book that I got from one of the libraries I worked in. This was from a jackdaw at one of the libraries that I worked in. They were getting rid of them, so I have a whole bunch of those here. And this is, can't remember where I learned how to do this, but definitely wasn't my idea. There's a pocket here, pockets here. These little beauties are from Lyndee K from Lyndee K and Sean Designs, I believe it is. I'll put a link in for them anyway. And another pocket. And this is a beautiful picture that was from a book I got by Charles Van Sandwyk. I think it was Paradise Island or something like that. Can't quite remember. This one was from I don't usually take his books apart. I would never usually take his books apart because they're usually hand done, but this one was a sort of a mass produced one that was in German, so I didn't feel bad about taking that one apart. A lace pocket that I waxed with some goodies in it. I think this was some scrap that was actually in this journal when I bought it, or the scrapbook cover when I bought it. Again, it's really, like I say, not much different from any of the other journals I make. I don't branch out a lot like some of you ladies who make these beautiful fancy ones with lace and all that. I think that's too much for my little brain to work on. Here's another one of Jeaninne's page tucks, and I just tucked a little bit of fabric under there. Again, from that book. A little page tuck and some little stuff stuck under there. More Florentine paper. This is oh, I think I've knotted that. No, okay, so there, this opens up like that, and there's these tags in there. I didn't make them actually, and didn't put little ties on them, but you could. So that folds up like that. That goes there, that goes there. And you tie it up. Although I don't know if I can tie this up because my fingers are feeling a little stiff this morning. I think it's medicine day. Coffee dyed paper. This was from an old gardener's catalog that I got from Nikia's channel. I'll link her channel down below. It was kindly gifted to me by Alyssa Christensen. Had lots of great ephemera pieces in it. And some little pockets I made. This was the book cloth that I used on the spine as well. This is cloth, this is cloth. Little side tuck pocket, and that's just a regular pocket. Another one of those things I showed you earlier. Nothing in it though. I'll probably put some ephemera in it, but I just don't want to make this book too thick. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Maybe I'll sell it. I don't know. Another one. Oh, this is something I knew how to make this a long time ago, but I'd forgotten about it. And then when I was watching Juanette's Crafting Corner, she did it for one of her journals, so it reminded me, so I made one. And it's quite neat. It's one of the ways they used to fold letters in the olden days. So it just, once it's been folded, it goes back together quite easily, but when you're first making it to get this fold, it's a little tricky. Some scrap, some of it I believe was in this book, some of it not. I got it from another page of scrap. This again was from Jeaninne's packaging, but I like it as a side little tab, so that's what I used it for. Again, this is another one of those things that I think, did I say that I learned that from Marianne of Happy Paper People? And there's just three levels of pockets here with some stuff in them, some old postcards. Now, most of this scrap was on the back page, and this lifts up. I don't know if this one was in here. It might have been, but I don't remember for sure. Oh, I need to put something in those pockets. But again, I don't want to make it too bottom heavy and too fat at the bottom and thin at the top. Kind of like me. Another one of those things that I learned from Christy. Page flip out. I put this along a lot of the edges just to strengthen the edges. This is a little butterfly thing. She's got her little antennas there. And that digi comes from My Porch Prints. And this I learned from Juanita, again, at Juanita's Crafting Corner. Pockets, there's little cards in each of the pockets. That one goes that way. I had these huge pages that I didn't know what to do with, and then when I saw Juanette do this, I thought, oh, this would be perfect for my big book. This, I don't remember where I got this ledger paper, but it's absolutely gorgeous. It's quite fragile on the edge, but the rest of it is okay, but it's just beautiful. The writing on it is gorgeous. Another little journal card. Another woven pocket. And this is another one of those pockets. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 pockets. So that's just a flip. Another one of Jeaninne's little side page tucks. Journaling card. Quarantine paper. This was some paper I made this summer from iris leaves, which I probably will never ever do again as well. It was too much time, too much work for the amount of paper I got out of it. So that probably won't be done again. And we're pretty close to the end here. You know, like I've said, it's just really no different than any of my other books. I don't do the fancy books like some of you ladies. I love them though, with all the lace and stuff, but I just can't do it. And this was from a book from my little leather library. And as they usually do, the book block falls out, so I just made it into a pocket for this book. And this is from, I think this might be the same book as those larger pages, but in a small variety, because when they started reprinting it, oh, I don't know, 8, 9 years ago, they did it smaller, and it's from Taschen Press, I believe, and then just, you can write some notes. I think that's paper made from coffee beans. And another little pocket, little note card with some of my eco printing on there, and just some leftovers in here, and again the papyrus paper for the end paper, and the back. Thanks for watching. See you soon.